Not now.
Jersey City made me who I am today.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see how.
My name is Louis Spears. I am an educator and community leader, and I will be the next mayor of Jersey City.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another installment of Stay with Spears. Mr. Louis Spears, we are 2.5 weeks away from
No, this is exciting, nerve-wracking, all at once. And I have no words. It's indescribable. Something great happened today, and I'm really excited. That gave me the momentum that I needed to go to the finish line.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, it's
Yes,
like the closer we get to that day, it's like, things are like tightening up a little bit. The momentum is going, and, a lot more people are jumping on board, which is really exciting. We're seeing your
yes,
posters around a little bit more now.
yes.
Are inviting you to their neighborhoods. So, things are rolling.
I'm excited about it. So yeah, yes.
So let's chat. This week has been a week.
This week feels like it started last month. That's how long it was. That's how long it feels.
So many things have happened. Some newsworthy things that we definitely need to chop it up about.
Oh
But
gosh.
let's start at the top.
Okay.
People have been asking. There was an article about you filing with Elect, the financial. So tell viewers a little bit about what happened with the filing.
So just in general, um, that's the filing system that's used by the state um, to uh, to quantify the amount of money that you receive and from what donors essentially. And unfortunately, all of our amazing volunteers are just that, volunteers. And so, I would love to have money to pay them so that this is their only job. But like they have other things to do. And so it was definitely an oversight. But I have good news that we reported tonight, and I'm really excited about moving forward from here, because essentially we called the elect team. They told us exactly what we need to do, and we're going full throttle ahead.
Awesome, awesome. So all is well on that front.
I mean, yeah. So some people reached out to me like, "Are you disqualified? Please tell me you're not disqualified." I'm like, "Listen, we're fine." And we spoke to the folks from the state. They walked us through every step of the way because we're all new to this, and so just excited, man. We're here. We're here for the long haul, and my name is still going to be on the ballot. 3A all the
All the
way.
way.
Yes.
So let's talk about, something that's been pressing on my mind. Um, this campaign, this smear campaign against Frank Gilmore this week. Extremely disturbing.
Yes.
Um, and it's something that we definitely need to address. I would love to, before I tell my thoughts, I think the viewers would like to know your thoughts on what took place. Just to give a little background, there were flyers downtown with this on here with his record from over 20 years ago. And so I think if any of our viewers have it, and I hope you guys threw it out, ripped it up. I personally didn't share it, and we're not going to share it no more. We're not even going to put this back on up there because it's not even worthy. But Louis, What are your thoughts on that flyer and how it was disseminated?
I thought that this 1980s, race fear mongering type of a approach was really below the belt, and I thought it was a disgrace. Um, Jersey City deserves better. I was really annoyed and frustrated and disgusted by this horrible display of a smear campaign. I think we're better than that. And in general, just speaking on about Frank, he has turned his life around, um, and I believe that you know people deserve second chances. At the like he has already done his time, and a lot of the stuff on the back of the flyer, it was erroneous. You know, and honestly, if you look it up because it's all public record, some of that stuff is misinformation, and it's just distasteful. And then they're talking about him being an anti-vaxxer. It's just is disgraceful, and I would love to hear a public response from our administration right now, in terms of apologizing or denouncing, this type of behavior because um, it's yeah, it's disgusting, and we could do better, Jersey City.
Absolutely. And so I don't know, maybe I could be wrong, but we haven't heard any statement from Team Phillip in regards to this. No one is saying anything. Um, People are not taking ownership for putting out this flyer, because I think that, the response from the community might have put them in fear to even admit or take onus over putting out a flyer like this.
Miss Brown, when you put something out like this, it doesn't say a lot about that person. It says more about the person who actually put it out there.
Absolutely.
And the story and the narrative that it tells is, we're going to continue to create this narrative of a fearful black man, particularly in this situation.
Absolutely.
It's racist, and it's total. And the narrative that we're giving our youth is almost is this: you're disposable, that you cannot make mistakes. There's no way to come back from it. And basically we're going to throw you away. And that is not, first of all, that's not what we believe. That's not how we operate as a community, Jersey City. And that is not what the American dream is about. And so, yeah, I thought it was whack at best.
Hmm. Absolutely. And just in general, this narrative of black men as criminal, is getting tired, it's getting
Yeah.
old, and we're sick of it. And so Team Phillip, because we know that they don't watch live, but we do know that you'll be watching. Team Phillip, we're here to let you guys know, all of the independents who are running, if the only thing you can do is equate the candidates to criminality, then you're jammed up. You're jammed up. It's over. At least talk about, work ethic, talk about leadership or lack thereof. Let's talk about some substantial things. And Lewis, you said it best when you did your op-ed. Let's stick to the issues,
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
I think now, this is precisely the reason why so many people are not even interested in Jersey City politics. This is
Yeah.
exactly it, right? Because they don't like, the direction that it goes in.
Yeah, yeah, and the reality here is they bank on that, right?
Hmm.
They would rather people get turned off by the process than to engage and really vote for the best candidate. And so I'm letting people know that let that rage bring you all the way to the voting poll,
Absolutely. Let this
right?
not discourage you, viewers,
That's right.
right?
That's
Use
right.
that motivation, use
Lean
that
in.
hunger to
Lean
move
in.
you to action and get to the polls on November 2nd.
Yep, because obviously they see something that we all see, how great the independent candidates are. So obviously, right, they're trying to deter us, but just let them know that, listen, it stops here. We're pushing forward, and we're pushing forward together. So I'm excited to be an independent candidate.
Absolutely. So, tonight's live is dedicated to viewer questions. And so we have someone who's joining us live this evening, Miss Johnson. She lives in Ward F in Jersey City. And so we can bring her in. Is she ready to join us?
Yes. Good evening, everyone.
Good
Good
evening.
evening, Wednesday. How are you?
I'm good, and you. I would like to say just thank you for having me this evening.
Awesome.
So
Tell us a
my
little bit
question,
about yourself. So, do you live in Ward? You live in Ward F, correct?
yes,
Ward F. Okay.
Word up, yes.
Awesome. And what's your question for Lewis?
Wait 1 second, Wednesday. Can you turn down the noise in the background because I want to be able to hear you?
Okay, are you able to hear me now?
Yes,
Okay.
perfect. Thank you.
So my question is regarding regards to the youth. Um, Many teens in Jersey City say there isn't enough or there isn't anything to do here. Do you agree? And if so, what are you going to do about it?
So to be totally honest, I agree that there aren't enough things for youth, particularly youth ages 13 to about 21, 22, to actually do in the community. And that's one of my top priorities as your next mayor, to ensure that we have not just employment opportunities, but opportunities as well as enrichment opportunities. I want our young people to be able to own their own businesses. So doing business, like writing your business plan, as one of the actual enrichment activities, or developing your story because you want to write a book, anything like that. Wednesday, I'm looking forward to developing that almost immediately, upon me taking office in January.
Thank you.
How's it going, Wednesday? You need any Lewis Spears paraphernalia? I can bring it to you right now.
Yes, that would be great. That would be great.
All right, I have your address right here, so you're gonna see me soon.
All right.
All
I'm
right,
looking forward to it.
good
Thank
to
you
see you.
for having
Thank
me. And
you,
again, good luck.
thank you. I appreciate you.
Love it. Love it. So, listen, guys, we're going to be doing this for the next couple of weeks. So, you too, if you have questions, make sure you DM us, send us a message, so you can come on live with us and ask your question. So, I'm going to jump right into the next question. Um, I'm not sure the name who submitted this, but a recent Gothamist article notes that there are members of an extremist group in our police department. And to quote the article, neither of the Jersey City Mayor's Office, the Patterson Mayor's Office, or the Passaic County Sheriff Office responded to questions about whether their employees' affiliation with extremist groups violate their personnel policies. Lewis, how would you address this if you were to become mayor?
So, bigotry, vitriol, um, is never welcome, right? They are never welcome in any place, that I'm in, or uh, that I occupy, right? And so, as the mayor, I would do a thorough investigation, just to see what the social media platforms are like, right? What are the interactions, and how are they displaying those types of behaviors? And we will come down on them very hard, because it's not welcome, and it's really not the Jersey City that we want to lead. And if there are any people who are among us who behaves and acts this way, they're not welcome. And we're definitely gonna let that message be sent loud and clear.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that response. And so I just want to highlight some viewers that we have in the building this evening with us. We have our regulars, Miss French, Elisa French is here, Antoinette, Tatiana Martin, who also submitted a question. We'll be getting to that very soon, Tatiana. We have Beth Collins. Tamika Borum is also here with us. Aisha Garnes is here. Hi, Aisha. Thank you for joining us. Angela is also watching, and also Rolando. So thank you guys so much for tuning in
And
regularly.
and
Yes,
and, and, and let me also say, right, because I just want to make sure that I give a robust answer to that question. Um, um, and so my goal is to make sure that they understand how those behaviors and those actions affect the rest of the community, and how their actions are poison, and and letting them know, that they can be better, that they can make better decisions, right? So, initially, in my head, people, I don't believe anyone is disposable like that. I do believe, though, that if you're not willing to change your beliefs and your views, then obviously you can't be a part of our community. But you need to learn the error of your ways and know that this is not a way of behaving. And so, I'm just thinking about that as a holistic point. And I just want to make sure that I also say that as well.
yes, definitely culture is key, right? And creating a certain culture within departments to weed out that type of behavior in those affiliations definitely is
Yes.
important. So at this time, we're going to take a quick commercial break.
Our community is what we envision it to be. We believe in a diverse and an inclusive Jersey City where all residents are lifted up during times of prosperity and all residents are supported when times are tough. We believe in a strong community where no resident fears walking down any street in our city. We believe in a world-class education for our kids so that every child can thrive in life and in the professions of their choice. We believe in transparency in government with all public employees acting as public servants for the greater good. We believe in economic opportunities for all adults in this city to be able to thrive and to earn an honest and fair living wage. And united, we are the answer to achieving this vision. On November 2nd, vote Louis Spears for mayor of Jersey City.
Still one of my
Woohoo!
one of my favorites. So we have Tatiana Martin. She submitted a question via Facebook. Is that AJ in the back?
I'm sorry, you can hear that. I think that's Bob. They're getting ready for bed, and so it's always a wrestling match.
He's excited. It's fine. We love you, AJ. Now go to bed so that can work.
Absolutely, thank you.
So Tatiana wanted to know. She says, "Do you have a game plan on how to fix and heal the racism and unfair treatment in our healthcare that is costing lives? My grandmother was killed by a racist, neglectful team at Jersey City Medical Center when they treated her as unworthy of their best or even fair care because she was an old black woman taking up an ICU bed during a pandemic. I believe their lack of care caused them to miss a major issue that ended up taking her life."
Oh, so Tatiana, I please just accept this as my deepest condolences on the loss of your grandma. You know, it it's never easy to lose a loved one, especially when we deem such irresponsible behaviors as a cause of it. Um, my heart goes out to you and your family. Um, but we know that there are disparities that comes with race and access to healthcare across the nation, right? Um, in a city where healthcare outcomes are compounded by the access to healthy food, what can we really do, right? And so initially, I want to say one tangible thing is maybe you could reach out to EEOC. I know that you're not necessarily an employee of of a medical center, but that's the office that deals with a lot of the equality issues in the workplace, and so they would definitely be able to send you to where you need to go. Um, and in general, on a city level, honestly, um, we would have to do some thinking. We know that racism is compounding public health crisis in the country, but beyond naming that problem, there doesn't seem to be a lot being done to end racism in healthcare, or healthcare racism in general. So one particular idea is to have a town hall meeting, a virtual town hall from our local hospitals and residents who have experienced racism from the medical staff. I think that you will be able to find support and strengthen that space, and then we'll be able to amplify our voices to show that there's a greater concern, um, and that these aren't singular instances, but that there's a common theme. Um, and so I really encourage you to reach out and let me know if you need any type of support when it comes to creating a virtual town hall. I would love to assist in those efforts, because I truly believe that if you experience that, I'm sure others have too. So yeah, my heart goes out to you and your family, and yeah, I will want to serve as an ally of yours during this process.
Tatiana, thank you so much for submitting that question. That was heavy, right?
Yeah, man.
Because when we think
Yeah,
about leadership,
and
it's
COVID
about
was a very tough time too, right?
yes,
So I've
yes,
heard of like horror stories where residents, who were, I mean, medical students who haven't graduated from medical school, were serving as doctors during that time because it was just so tough. And so it was just one pandemic. It was a pandemic that caused the stress on the system, and unfortunately, many lives are lost as a result of it. And just sorry for that.
absolutely. And it just speaks to leadership, right? In any field, but how important it is, and the fact that lives are on the line, right? Leadership is not just about a title, it's not
Hmm.
just about, a stepping stone to get to somewhere, where you're trying to go in status, but it's really about, the lives of the people that you're serving. So, Tatiana, thank you again for that question.
Absolutely.
Nicole Malario. I hope I pronounced that right, but Nicole, she submitted a question via Facebook as well, and she wants to know what your stance on affordable housing is, the gentrification that has been occurring, city code enforcement, the task force, and slumlords. That question is from Nicole Malaro.
Um, I don't. I don't believe that the issues around affordability, or even slumlords, or gentrification are gonna be fixed if we don't do anything proactive to stop it from happening. So an inclusionary zoning ordinance is something that I stand firmly on. 20% affordable on any new development, but also finding opportunities for workforce housing where we have people, police officers, firefighters. City workers who could qualify for first-time home buyer programs, and then um, we're also talking about programs like NACA where you go from rent to own, type of situations for folks, and if we are not vigilant as a community, if we're not purposeful as a community, then our most vulnerable will be left behind. And some of the things that we tout around in terms of diversity will not necessarily exist. And so it behooves us as a community to really get ahead of this and pass a robust, comprehensive uh, uh, inclusionary zoning ordinance for affordable housing, and really connect our people to those types of programs where they could, create ownership opportunities so that we could really get ahead of it. So I don't like gentrification. I don't like some laws. I don't like anything. I just we just want to make sure. I don't like any of those things. I want to make sure that the people in Jersey City are able to stay, and to provide those safe havens for the people in Jersey City, all the people in Jersey City who I love dearly.
So when you think about, you talk a lot about the inclusionary zoning.
Hmm.
You explain what that type of ordinance is for the people who don't know.
So it's an ordinance, and it talks particularly about, um, making sure that whatever redevelopment is being done in Jersey City. So you see high rises being put up all around Jersey City at this point. And let's say, for instance, there are 100 units that we designate at least 20%, 20 of the units, to low and moderate income families. I believe that mixed income units are the best way to go, because we know diversity of income, diversity of economics will allow the economy to boom. And so, yeah, Ms. Brown, does that make sense?
Yes, yes. To me, it does. I hope that it's clear for the viewers that are watching. Right.
And so, as a city, we have to create the ordinance so that it's mandatory for those owners or those developers to, when they come to build, that they have to do it. It wouldn't be, right now there's no inclusionary zoning ordinance, and they essentially, we are allowed to do whatever. We can make the deal or not. I went to a meeting in the Heights, and we were pushing the developer to commit to affordable housing units. And he goes, I don't have to do that. So I'm not doing it. We're like, oh, really? He was like, yeah, the planning board, they're not requiring that of me. So, I'm not going to do it.
Wow. So just a couple of few shout outs. Terry Rogers. Thank you, Terry, for tuning in. Kamisha is also watching with us. Hi, Kamisha. Rolando. So I mentioned him earlier, but then I saw that he said he was 15 years old. And so
Rolando.
think that that's pretty awesome because as educators, right? He says, I play at my church, St. John's Baptist Church. And so, Rolando, we are so happy to have you joining us. Please tell your peers to be engaged in this process, right? The democratic
Yeah.
process is for you. So, thank you so much. You get double the shout outs because, young people are not usually tuned into things like this.
And just so you know, man, I'm gonna come by and visit you, and I'm gonna go to your church and ask that, your pastor, particularly for you. Thank you for tuning in, and I think that Rolando had a question too, so we could put that question up on the screen so that he can get his question answered.
Yep, and so we'll wait for that. Talia Townsend is also watching.
Hi,
Hi,
Talia.
Talia. Christopher is also watching as well. So thank you guys so much for tuning in.
And I saw that Terry said that she is, putting out information in her neighborhood. Really grateful for you, Terry. You
Yes.
you have been heaven sent. But you should be that person, because you're the one who told me to run. You put the battery in my back, so I appreciate you, and I'm mad at you all at the same time.
And so, Terry, thank you because, I'm excited. I was happy to get you your posters, your bumper stickers. That was uber important. And so now that she is armed and ready to go, she's hitting the pavement for you, Lewis. So,
Yeah, I'm eternally grateful.
Amy Wilson is also here. Hi,
Amy.
Amy.
So,
And
so I did.
oh, you had something to say to Amy?
Oh, I love you, Amy. That's it.
And so Rolando's question was, he said he wants to know how you feel about Jersey City. What are you going to do to make it better?
So Rolando, one of the reasons why I jumped into this race is because I just got tired of our city being sold to the highest bidder, or if you weren't connected to or knew someone, or your family wasn't this or that, then you weren't considered. It's very important that we bring back our values that made us so unique in Jersey City. We were connected by a camaraderie code. Essentially, if you lived in Jersey City, no matter where you went or where you go, I'm sorry, where you went in the past, Jersey City versus everyone, those types of T-shirts. We just gave each other a nod, and so I want to bring back that sense of pride. One of my friends was on vacation, and she said that that this woman said, "Where are you from?" My friend goes, "I'm from Jersey City," and she said to the lady, "Where are you from?" The lady said, "I'm from downtown Jersey City." My friend is like, "There's no such thing as downtown Jersey City. There's just Jersey City." And so that's where we're trying to go back to, Rolando, and we're going to use the state platform to do that. S for safety, T for training, A for affordability, and Y because it's yours.
Yeah. Hey.
Yes.
Cool. Rolando, I hope that answered your question. And again, thank you so much for tuning in this evening with us. And so we had a question from Christopher. Christopher, can we get Christopher's question? How do we hold rental unit owners to the 20% of affordable housing? That's from Christopher Jefferson.
So uh, technically, we can't at this point. And to be honest, right, for the past 4 years, uh, when it came to like development, um, uh, no, I would like to say since 2013. I mean, I think that we missed out on anywhere between 15 to 20,000 opportunities to hold owners of accountable to the people of Jersey City. And so, I'm really annoyed by the missed opportunities, but I'm not going to cry with spilled milk. We're going to move forward, and we're going to try to incentivize owners, and hope that they create some type of incentives for renters, because essentially, people who live here, need breaks, and so I could say that people who live here would have opportunities to apply for the affordable housing units. So yeah, look out for that when I become mayor, because that's coming right down the pipe as well.
Nice, nice. Christopher, I hope that answered your question. And so at this time, we're going to take a quick video break and we'll be right back.
You know, the best part of this entire process for me is a chance to meet you all. From block to block and event to event across Jersey City, I genuinely enjoy meeting you as well as listening to you. I listen to your concerns and the expectations you have for our city's leadership. I listen to your stories about the city you and I both call home and love. I also listen to your suggestions on how where you live can be better. Listening to you helps me connect and understand the communities I enjoy serving. So the next time you see me out and about, say hello.
Hey,
We're back.
and Ms. Brown, let me clarify something as well.
Okay.
Um, in terms of affordability, that the inclusionary zoning ordinance, that isn't the ceiling. That's essentially the floor. That's going to be the start, right? And essentially, we're going to work with the state legislation as well as the Fed regulations to really, fix some of the regulations that exist that stops us from really going full throttle with this. And so I wanted to make sure to put that out there.
Absolutely. And you know what? It's important that people understand that you're working for the people, right? Um, right now so many people don't feel like we have one Jersey City. I saw someone post one Jersey City. I don't know who that was. I saw another post. where someone else said, there aren't two Ward Aves, or there isn't a downtown Ward Ave, and but the reality is that people really don't feel like we are one, right? And so,
Hmm.
I think it's important to drive home that as mayor, you're going to be determined to create an equitable city where people do not feel like they're being left behind, or they're not getting the type of living environment or quality of living that they deserve.
Absolutely. Everyone has value, right? No one is disposable in our system. And so just ensuring that voices are heard, that they feel seen, that they feel like they belong, all of those things are very important to me. And it's important to me, let me just be clear. It's important to me because my background growing up in the projects, right? That level, that perspective growing up there, many people felt like we were disposable. And so I'm just very adamant about displaying love to everyone, no matter what ward you live in, and making everyone voice amplified, and letting them know that they can that they have a place, they have a voice in this administration.
Absolutely, absolutely. And viewers, what you're seeing is the map of the different wards, where you guys live at, how it's broken up. Thank you so much for that. Wondering if we have the map. I don't know, but I saw a map of the wards with the independent candidates. I thought that was really cool. I don't know if we have that. But, when we're talking about, the election, it's important that we're getting the independent leadership in each ward, right? So mayor is important. Of course, we want everyone to vote for you, Lewis. But, it's also important to make sure that you get independent voices also in on those council seats, to help push, agendas and ordinances and things that we need. So, super cool. Don't forget to go out and vote for all of your independent candidates, but most importantly, 3A or
All the way.
So let's move along to the next question. And viewers, if you have questions, feel free to type them in. If we have time to get to them, we certainly will. But our next question is from Anonymous. He says, I am a recently graduated firefighter with a family. I'm excited for the future and for career, but I cannot afford to live in Jersey City with my family on my salary, and I'm sure that I am not alone. What are your plans to ensure housing affordability for public servants in Jersey City?
Yeah, that's the workforce the initiative, right? Because is weird, right? That we require those who work in public service, that they have to live here. Police officers, I'm sorry, public safety. I'm sorry, public safety, that they have to live here. However, when they first start working, they're not making as much as we think, right? And so they can't afford to live here. So if we're gonna require that of them, we need to ensure that we create equitable pricing that could make it make sense for them to stay here. Some of them I know, like three or four in one apartment. That's no way to live. And so I want to make sure that not if you don't want to, right? If that's your thing, then that's your thing. But if you don't necessarily want to live with that many people in order to be able to stay in Jersey City, we need to ensure that we create the appropriate systems that would allow you to stay there.
Absolutely. And it's necessary. And, there have been talks about the fire department in particular, right? That people don't live here. They're using fake addresses to get in. And then, for whatever reason, be it affordability or whatever, they move, because it's just not affordable for them to be here. So,
Right.
super important. Um, Other questions, put them in the chat. Those people kind of, DM'd us early in the week to get their questions in. Oh, the debate. Yes. The great debate at Lincoln High School. I believe that's October 28th.
Yep.
Have a flyer for that. October 28th, the great
From
debate
5 to 7.
from 5 to 7. Yes. And that's live. So if you guys want to come, we need Energy.
You're welcome. We're hoping to have about 150 folks um, in the building to really uh, drive home this idea of stay,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to it as well. You have another debate also coming up this week. That one is virtual, so not as fun, but nonetheless, test run. This Saturday, virtual debate. But definitely October 28th, that's the real deal in person, Lincoln High School from 5 to 7. Please come on out, show some support, because this is an exciting time. We're like in the
Yes.
home stretch of this
Hmm.
election. How are you
Yeah.
feeling about the debate, Lewis?
So this is my first time in in this arena. So it's mixed feelings of the unknown, but really excited because I feel really lucky because I get to be the voice of so many people. And so I'm excited. We've been preparing for weeks already. So just excited about the opportunity to be the voice of the voiceless.
Nice, nice. They're asking for a time on Saturday virtual debate.
So this Saturday is from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Um, it's going to be probably I could probably share it on my page. Amy, there are no tickets. You don't need tickets for the debate at Lincoln High School. Not as of now. But I'll be able to keep you informed about what's happening as the date approaches. Um, yeah,
Listen, they're like, you were born ready. I
and
know that.
the debate this weekend will be live streamed from the Journal Square Community Association page. So make sure from 10 to 12 and make sure that you guys could go on there and then share it as well.
And just talking about the debates, NJ.com, the Jersey Journal, they're running this 7 question series with you and the incumbent. I think you're doing a great job answering
Thank you.
questions. And you can see even in the responses, the prepared written responses, the contrast between you and him, especially with the questions pertaining to education.
Mhm,
So, if that's the precursor to the debate, you know, you got this. You
mhm.
got this. You know what you know.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, right? The reason why I'm so equipped is because I'm talking to regular people every day, right? And people are giving me solutions. It's not like I'm coming from nowhere, with these ideas. Folks are saying, this is the issue that I'm having, and this is how you can help me. Right. And it's our job to figure out, like, if it's permissible or, what laws are restricting us from being able to support our constituents. But in general, I'm grateful to each of you because I'm made better because I'm learning about some of the issues, and you come to me with solutions as well. So I feel very honored to be your spokesperson.
And so, early voting. Lewis, tell them about early voting.
Early voting.
There are some challenges, there's some positives and some negatives. So, talk to us a little bit about that, the early voting.
I'm encouraging everybody to vote early. Why? Because we don't know what's going to happen on November 2nd. You wait till November 2nd. Next thing you know, it snows, and now you can't get to the polling sites, or it rains, and or your boss calls you in and say, "Hey, I need you to do overtime," and then you can't vote, right? And so I'm encouraging early voting. Early voting starts October 23rd. That's a Saturday, and it goes all the way until October 31st, which is the following Sunday. There are 4 sites, so there are 10 sites in the county, but only 4 in Jersey City. You could go anywhere in the county to vote, right? Let's say you work in Kearney. You could go to Kearney and vote for people in Jersey City, but only for early voting. The polls are open from 10 to 8 every day except for Sundays, which will be 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. in general, but on Sundays it's going to be 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The four spots are Gallo Community Center, which is in Lincoln Park, Pershing Phil, which is in the Heights, City Hall, which is downtown Jersey City, and Lodge, which is on West Side Avenue. They're the four in Jersey City, but you could go anywhere in the Hudson County. This is new. We used the machines. We learned how they worked, and they're the newest of technology. We asked all the necessary questions in terms of glitches and systems and who touches what, where do they go. I feel very secure in this process, and I want to encourage all of you to consider voting early.
And what about boards? Yes, yes. I don't know who created this. Did did your graphics person create this? I don't know who created this, but I think it's pretty awesome for all of our viewers that are citywide, right? You have your independent at large candidates at the bottom. You have all the independent candidates from Ward A through F. So guys, get a good view of this, screenshot it, do what you need to do. But these are your independent candidates in your respective wards. This is pretty neat. Awesome. Thank you for that. So, and just in case you guys are unsure about who to vote for, here you go. So, Louis, do you have any final thoughts?
I'm excited. I know we said that already, but I'm just extremely excited because we have a unique opportunity, Jersey City. We said that we want better. We said that we want, we wanted him out, and this is our opportunity to put our voices into action. So I'm excited about it.
Awesome, awesome. Well, let's see. We have some people are chiming in right now. They're excited.
Let me verify something. Nancy just asked that she heard that there were new machines. Yes, there are new machines only for early voting. If you go on November 2nd, let's say on November 2nd, you're like, I'd rather wait till then. Those are going to be the old machines that you're used to. But I think if you have a smartphone, that you're going to be able to operate this even more. It's so user friendly. And I had someone who was 60, Shelly Lewis, who's my campaign manager. She's typically good with technology, but she even thought that it was very user friendly. And so I think you guys would do well with it.
Yes, get loud and vote. Thank you, Christopher. Fatima Lewis, I believe, had a question also about what's necessary. What do you need since we won't be going to our normal voting sites? So, are there particular documents to help facilitate this? Hi, Fatima. How are you?
No, no. So you're gonna go to the table like you would normally go. They're gonna ask you your name. You're gonna give them the three letters of your last name, three letters of your first name. It's gonna come up. They're gonna verify your address. They're gonna ask you to sign. And when you sign, you're gonna sign as if you would sign your regular card or the signature on your license, right? And then they're gonna verify some stuff on the machine, and then they'll give you an opportunity to sign that little white little ticket, the normal system with the white little ticket. You give the person who's outside of the booth the white ticket, and then you go inside with your actual ballot. You stick it in the machine, you make your choices, and let's say you didn't mean to vote for somebody, you can erase it and start all over. Like it's very intense, but it's user friendly, and I like the systems a whole lot because it holds you responsible, right? It holds you accountable. It gives you an option to look and see who you actually voted for, and if it's okay with you, then the machine pushes it through. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about it next week as well, just so that you guys will know, right? That's the expectation.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that. And we also have Erica in the building, Bernadette
Erica,
watching. And Thyquel is also here too. So thank you guys for
Let me,
tuning in.
and let me just say this: that Crow grandmother just passed away, and she was a pillar in the community. So shout out to Miss Patricia Haley. We love her. We love you guys, and thank you so much for being who you are, because you are a representation of your grandmother, who was an amazing person. So God bless you and your family.
Louis, you're so compassionate. And
I really can't help it though, Miss Brown.
I
I
know.
be trying.
And I think for those people who don't know you, right? There are many of us who know you, who have had the opportunity to work with you, who, you've worked with their children. But, for those people who don't know you, I think that's one of your greatest qualities, one of your greatest assets, right? Just being able to empathize with others, and that's going to enable you to be an amazing leader, right? And so you have this ability and capacity to be relatable, and so you're able to put yourselves in people's, other people's shoes, and I think that that's awesome. You had a when we were talking about the firefighter situation, and a couple of them living in the apartment, someone reached out to me and told me to ask you, do you remember living in a house with 10 people? It's 10 people in an apartment. Do you remember that? Right?
So yeah. Just growing up, we were always in like crazy situations. Yeah.
Humble beginnings, man. Right?
Yo, and it was always fun. So we would have sleepovers because we just love being around each other. You know how that is as children. Uh, and I think about my children's lives because it's so different. And so I always want them to have that experience with with their cousins or neighborhood friends and things like that. So yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. Humble beginnings, man. And so I think that makes your story the ultimate underdog story.
Yeah.
And if you don't have anything else, I think that's a great note to end on.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in again. Make sure you visit our website on Bonfire to get your merch, get your hats.
Yeah, let's go.
Bags. I spent so much money on this site.
So did I.
And don't forget, please, #4Spears. I love this picture. The bumper stickers are on the walkers.
That's so cute, man.
Best campaign photos, please tag us and hashtag, because that's gonna keep the momentum going. We love to laugh, and smile is gonna help us, keep going. And if you can, make sure you donate to the campaign. Campaigns are not cheap. The signs are not cheap. People have been asking for lawn signs and signs for homes. So let's get it going, guys. This graphic is up. Donate. This is a cool graphic. Let me tell you something, Louis. Your team is awesome.
Listen, I feel like the luckiest man in the world. I'm telling you. I'm so blessed, man. You guys are amazing.
Your graphics are amazing. Your videographer is amazing. So, the team that you spoke about that's volunteering, this is a class act team. Act.
I feel like one of the luckiest guys in the world. I'm so blessed.
You are.
Yeah.
And that blessing is going to take us all the way to November 2nd. All the way. Good night, and thank you for watching, guys.
Bye-bye.
Jersey City made me who I am today.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how.
My name is Louis Spears. I am an educator and community leader, and I will be the next mayor of Jersey City.